Yo, what's going on gamers? It's Ryan 6 days a week, and today we're going to be going over the Nightmare Skeleton movesets and the best ways to dodge and fight them. This video covers the Skeleton Swordsman, Footman, Guardsman, Spearman, Axeman, Archer, Crossbowman, and Skeleton Mage. Compared to their normal versions, these Nightmare Undead units have double the health, improved action speed, and all relatively move much faster. Let's get started with the Swordsman. The Nightmare Skeleton Swordsman has a 3-part combo. The first 2 attacks are identical to the normal and elite variants, so they're chest-high swings and can be tuck dodged by looking down and crouching. The last swing, which comes out with a little bit of delay, scrapes along the floor and must be jumped. Crouching while you're in the air will help too, as it pulls your legs up a little bit more. The Nightmare Skeleton Swordsman will begin their attack with either the first or second chest-high swing, and then typically will follow through with the rest of the combo in order. So, if the attack begins from your left, duck twice, then jump. If it begins from your right, duck just once, and then jump. Moving on, we have the Nightmare Skeleton Footman, which will begin its attack sequence with either a vertical chop or a counterclockwise diagonal swing. If the Skeleton Footman attacks with vertical chop, you can return an attack immediately after. If the skeleton begins with a diagonal swing, be prepared for a quick vertical chop follow-up and then attack just after that. All moves of this skeleton can be backstrafed since they're fairly short range. Next, we have the Nightmare Skeleton Guardsman. This one has no special combos that you'll need to look out for, but you do have to be careful not to hit the electrified shield. Any melee or projectile damage done directly to the shield will instantly return damage back to you. It's around 20 magic damage. Other than that, just be able to attack similarly to the Footman and return a swing while they are on cooldown. Now, we have the Skeleton Spearman, whose moveset is just about identical to that of normal and elite versions. The only difference here is that after the forward stab, the Spearman will quickly follow up with the clockwise swing. So, if you do have fast enough movement speed, you can still dodge past the swing to roughly 10 o'clock of the skeleton, or the back left side. Some terrains will also let you duck this move, but I don't recommend this as it's pretty unreliable and requires the Spearman to be slightly elevated above you. Personally, I will sidestep the stab and then block the swing. If I'm playing a class that is not fast enough to run past, cannot double jump, or have a blocking weapon at hand, I always try to jump crouch so the skeleton hits my legs. I do find blocking to be the easiest method of all of these though. Similar to the Skeleton Spearman, we have the Skeleton Axeman, which also shares the same moveset as its normal and elite counterparts, with instead a 2-part combo. Immediately after the forward chopping lunge, the Skeleton Axeman will attack with its clockwise swing. Ducking the swing is pretty unreliable for this one as well, so either dodge past, block, or double jump over. Again, I prefer to block this move since I find it the most reliable and I typically play slower classes. So first sidestep, block, then return your attack. Repeat that till it's dead. Next, we have the 2 Ranger variants, which you can dodge simply by strafing at a distance. The Crossbowman doesn't do anything special, unless you consider one-shotting most classes an ability, and the Archer now has a triple shot instead of the double shot that is found on the normal and elite versions. If you have a much slower weapon, or just don't want to risk strafing, you can always bring the Archer or Crossbowman to a tight corner and jiggle it, attack it from there. So, for the most part, just treat these ones as the same as the elite or normal versions, maybe sped up a little. Finally, we have the Skeleton Mage, which you can quite easily line of sight bait with any wall or unit. The hitbox on the projectile is fairly large. If you somehow find yourself with no choice but to fight it in the open, time your strafe jump as soon as the mage casts, and the fireball will fly right by you. Just be sure, and this is very important, that there's nothing immediately behind you that it could collide onto, as the splash and burn still do some heavy damage. This is especially important with the Nightmare variant since the splash AoE is much larger and the damage is much higher. Alright gamers, best of luck down there in HR Inferno, and I hope this guide helps you out if you're having difficulty fighting these mobs. Learning these movesets and minimizing the PvE damage will give you an incredible advantage against other players, as more and more people are portaling down to hell regularly. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to ask me below, on the Discord, or even live on Twitch. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.